Good evening, dear Sangha, and thank you for joining us once again here at our Blue Lotus, the Blue Lotus. It's yours too, it's not just ours. The Blue Lotus Meditation and Mindfulness Center here in central Minnesota. We're in Brainerd, Minnesota. And this is our bi weekly live stream and guided meditation and Dharma talk, where we joyfully present mindfulness, meditation, aspects of the Dharma and Buddhism to help you along your path for walking that noble eightfold path that you can do, that you can help ease suffering and enjoy life with a more wholesome and unfettered vision and viewpoint, without that obscurity of a lot of the busyness that we see in our daily lives. So tonight's talk is on the 5 dreams of the Buddha. So right before his awakening, right, when he was a bodhisattva, right before his awakening, he had these dreams, and they certainly helped him know and realize that he's on the right path, that something wonderful was about to happen. And we often get those as well, right? We get good dreams, right? Sometimes we get scary dreams, but we get good dreams as well, and they help, make our day, at times. And so today is June 24th. It's 6 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. Just a couple announcements. Our weekly sanghas, Monday through Friday at various different times. You've got our Healing Sangha, Veteran Sangha, New Beginning Sangha, Well-Being Sangha, Rainbow Sangha, Teen Sangha, Welcoming Sangha, all different events that you're more than welcome to come and sit with us and meet and develop the community for yourself, right? Find that support that you may need to help ease your own suffering in these very busy days, very busy lives, uncertain times as well. Our next upcoming retreat is on June 30th. It's a Sunday morning, so at 8:30 a.m. we will have a wonderful not a silent retreat, a meditation retreat, where we'll have some Dharma talks and activities and sharing of food and tea and water and so forth. So certainly welcome to join us Sunday morning on the 30th. And we will be out for about 10 days, from about the 2nd or 3rd of July until about the 12th or the 13th, give or take, sometime in those days. We'll be doing some traveling, right? We'll be doing some traveling and meeting so many wonderful people in our travels as we go along and share the Dharma mindfully and respectfully. Right? It's not our intention to go out there and bombard people, but we'll share it with them. If they want to sit, they can sit with us. Be a wonderful time. So we'll be up on the East Coast this time. Last year it was the West Coast. This year it's on the East Coast. So going basically from here in Minnesota all the way up to, through Indiana and Illinois. It goes the other way around. Illinois and Indiana, Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania, all the way up to Maine. We'll be stopping along various locations and seeing if people want to sit with us and promote their well-being. So before we begin, we'll begin with our 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Wonderful. So again, tonight, the 5 dreams of the Buddha before we go. And before we continue on with our Dharma talk, our wonderful, relaxing Guided meditation. Tonight's guided meditation is on joyful awareness. It's summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere, and a lot of people are just enjoying, right? Enjoying the days with their family outside, perhaps not cooped up, right? Like we do in the wintertime. And sometimes as a result, maybe we just forget the moment, with so many things going on, ball games, shopping outside someplace, farmers markets, and there's just a lot of things going on. And sometimes that can be a little sensory over stimulation. So bringing ourselves to the joyful awareness of the moment is the purpose behind this guided meditation. So go ahead and find yourself a comfortable position and allow your body to settle in. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open with a soft focus, looking downward a few feet in front of you if you choose. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. And while you sit there, you are allowed and invited to allow that half smile to rest on your face as well. Lift your spine and sit up straight, but allowing your shoulders to soften. And soften your belly as you continue settling in. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. And let's meditate on joyful awareness of where we are. We often go about our day not realizing how precious each waking moment is. And as a result, we only bring awareness to moments of extreme emotion, both happy and sad. And this meditation will help you to cherish each precious moment as a unique opportunity for happiness within. And as you sit right here, right now, bring kind attention to your breath. Notice any sensations that accompany each breath, in and out. Notice the rise and the fall of your chest with each in-breath and each out-breath. And this cycle of breathing in and out, although done autonomously, can bring about a sense of joy. Remembering that only living beings have this capability. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. Now, recall an instant, sometime in your day today or yesterday, when you talked with someone. No matter how long or how brief, and no matter the content, communicating ideas and thoughts and feelings are not easily accomplished, and certainly not by all living beings. The ability to communicate can certainly bring about a sense of joy. Breathe in, pause, and breathe out. Now recall a time today when you ate something. Was it something you brought from home? Was it something that you purchased on your lunch break? Was it delicious? Or perhaps not so much? The ability to discern food that is delicious or not is certainly something to be joyful about. Go ahead and take the next few moments to recall any other moments from today that you might have overlooked and bring about joyful awareness from those times. And see how that moment applies to now and the future moments as opportunities to bring about joyful awareness. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes and reposition your body if you like, being mindful of your surroundings before standing up, if you choose. Being aware of where we are, no matter what the moment is a precious inherent quality of being alive, of consciousness. So taking advantage of whatever those sensations are and accepting them for what they are is valuable, because they will never happen again. We may have tastes of the same food, right? right? One strawberry, may taste similar to another one, but they're not exactly the same. And so that's what the joyful awareness meditation allows us to do. Even if we get into a disagreement with someone else, those are opportunities to be aware of where we are. And although being upset with someone or having a difficult time with someone may not necessarily sound joyous, but only living beings can have that opportunity. And it's an opportunity for us to learn about someone else and ourselves as well, right? And to maybe perhaps smooth out those rough edges so there aren't any disagreements in the future. So just being aware that we all try to do our best, right? You do your best, somebody else does their best. And that's what we all try to do. And so just being joyfully aware of, I'm doing my best, you're doing your best. That helps promote the acceptance and the kindness and the understanding and compassion towards others. So joyful awareness, it's a quality only living beings can manifest and experience. So tonight's Dharma talk, right? The dreams of the Bodhisattva, right? So Bodhisattva is right before that moment of enlightenment. And so Buddha had 5 of them, right? Sometimes if you scroll through various Buddhist images and whatnot, then, you may come across some, hi, good morning or good evening. You may come across some images and like, why do I see Buddha laying on the subcontinent of India, right? Or why do I see Buddha walking on big piles of extra? What's going on there, right? And so those are part of the dreams, right? 5 dreams that Buddha had right before his awakening. And so Buddhism has a lot of imagery. There's a lot of imagery out there. And so some of it, without any context, right, understanding can be confusing, right? It can be like, what is going on there? And so that's why it's important to kind of bring them up. So his first dream, and one of the words that they use instead of Buddha sometimes is Tathagata, right? Tathagata. And it's one who's being, right? There's a couple different interpretations of it, but one who's being is a good basic description of or summation of what Tathagata could be. So the Tathagata, right? So when the Tathagata worthy, right? This is his first dream. So when the Tathagata worthy and rightfully self-awakened was still just an unawakened bodhisattva, the great earth was his bed. Right? The Himalayas, king of the mountains, were his pillow. His left hand rested in the eastern sea, his right hand in the western sea. So right around India, right? The way this continent goes, left and the right. And both of his feet were in the southern sea. Okay. This first great dream appeared to let him know that he would awaken to the unexcelled right self-awakening. So this let him know that he was on the verge of awakening. Very interesting, right? So the Himalayas, tallest mountain range on earth, very significant, right? Very significant. And his whole body resting along the entire continent or subcontinent of India. So that let him know, right, that he would awaken to the unexcelled, hardly ever experienced, right self-awakening. It's a pretty good dream, right? Especially when he wanted to know that was why he did what he did, right? He wanted to find a way to ease suffering for everybody. on the whole world. This was letting him know, this dream, this first dream, letting him know he's on the right path. He's almost there. The second dream, a woody vine growing out of his navel stood, reaching to the sky. Right? The second great dream appeared to let him know that when he had awakened to the Noble Eightfold Path, he would proclaim it well, as far as there are human and celestial beings. And now this is important. So the Noble Eightfold Path, right? Right thought, right mindfulness, right action, right livelihood, and so forth, may sound, hey, I kind of know this is what I got to do, right, to have a good life. But not everybody experiences it that way. Not everyone understands that if I do these actions, I'm going to be on a correct and a wholesome path. Very often our lives get fettered and clouded with just consumerism, with making money, doing unskillful actions, and so forth. But this vine letting him know that, the Eightfold Path is coming, right? It's almost there. That's what's going to happen. That's the invitation, or the realization that, again, he's almost there. He's coming up to that realization of awakening, to that Noble Eightfold Path. So a lot of imagery. Right? And the third dream, white worms with black heads crawling up his feet, right, covered him as far as his knees. A lot of imagery, right? This great dream appeared to let him know that many white-clothed householders would go for lifelong refuge to the Tathagata, letting him know that once he reveals himself, once he reveals the Noble Eightfold Path to the world, there will be many followers. And that's what those white worms represent. They are the followers, the householders. That are what people are, right? So the non-monastics, right? So there are the monastics, and the non-monastics would be the householders, right? People going about their daily lives. And so that once he reveals himself and the Noble Eightfold Path, there will be many followers who want to ease their suffering, that want to find liberation from the hard thoughts that they experience and the hard experiences that they experience, altering their perspective. And then the fourth dream, right? 4 different colored birds coming from 4 different directions fell at his feet and turned entirely white. Right? So this fourth great dream, just to let him know that people from all the different castes of India, so the priests, the noble warriors, the merchants, and the untouchables, or the working class, right? That they will have gone forth from homelessness, or from home life into homelessness, to becoming those monastics, right? Those clear paths to liberation and so forth. So the Buddha's acceptance in the Noble Eightfold Path is that it is not class-based. Anyone could join, right? First it was males, and then after a while, his nephew Ananda really pronounced or really advocated for having women monastics or nuns. But initially, it was just the men. But it was non-discriminatory, right? Anybody could do it. You didn't have to be a Brahmin or a shopkeeper or a king, right? There was a way for the poor, the downtrodden, the sick to find liberation so that they could enjoy their lives, right? With that wholesome perspective of not feeling like they're downtrodden or they're unworthy. Same thing what we experience today. right? So knowing that there was a path towards this type of salvation for anybody, non-discriminatory. Come on in. And that's what Buddhism is about, right? Anybody can do it, right? And then the last dream, right? The Tathagata walked back and forth on top of a great mountain of excrement, but was not soiled by this excrement. And so this fifth great dream appeared to let him know that the Tathagata would receive gifts of robes, alms food, lodging, and medicinal requisites to cure the sick. But he would use them unattached to them, uninfatuated, guiltless, seeing the drawbacks for attachment to them and discerning the escape from them. So all of his teachings, that what he did, his non-attachment, right? Living in that present moment, letting something come, using it for a time, and then letting it go, right? Would be beneficial to the people and to him as well. So that he was on the right path. And so those were his dreams, right before his awakening, his enlightenment. And so after that, the story goes, right? After his awakening, after he defeats Mara, right, which is really himself, right? So defeating all the attachments and the sensory experiences and not holding on and so forth. We did a talk on that, not too long ago, where Buddha defeated Mara and so forth. And so right after that, he expresses himself. He reveals himself to the world around him, easing suffering, allowing people to live joyfully and peacefully with one another and with yourself. Because when you can live and love yourself, you don't want to hurt anyone else, because you understand what it's like to be hurt. And we don't want to cause hurt, right, towards someone else. And so this dream, or these dreams, let him know you are on the right path. Right? You are on the right path. Keep it up. All right. So our next talk, so we will be away for a few weeks. Again, like I kind of mentioned at the beginning, and we'll be away for a few weeks along the East Coast doing our Dharma tour. I guess that's a good terminology for it. So to the Northeast, I should say, not just the whole East Coast, right? Not from Florida, but from Minnesota all the way out to, central U.S. in that aspect, and then all the way up to New York and Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire and so forth. So if you're along those areas, let us know. We'll make a stop in your area and say hi and spread the Dharma joyfully with you all and meditate with you all. So our next talk, as a result of these travels, won't be until July 22nd, right? For that one, really good topic. I think it's very interesting, and I'm looking forward to it, right? Did Buddha have enemies? Right? Interesting question, right? Did Buddha have enemies? Find out. Right? We'll find out on July 22nd. I know, a month away, right? But live joyfully, aware, all right? Joyful awareness in this present moment, each and every moment. And it'll come pretty quickly, and you will enjoy every moment until that time. So very nice. Glad to see you all. So we will end with the 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. And take refuge in the Sangha. Sathu, Sathu, Sathu. So thank you all once again, and many blessings to you all. Enjoy summer. Enjoy your families, co-workers and friends and strangers too, right? Say hi to strangers. Remember, smiles are friends makers, right? When you smile at them, smiles are friend makers. So many blessings to you all, and we'll see you for our next live stream on July 22nd. Take care, my friends.